Oh, okay.
Just a moment. No, on Facebook. That's what I'm saying. That is our group. Jenny, we must be on right now.
Yes.
Sawa. First of all, let me allow these other 3 people in. Wapi wamepotea? I thought I saw 3 people in the waiting room. Okay. So, and Akello, now I'm going to make you a co-host.
Okay.
And then you do the recording on your device.
Okay.
Co-host. Yeah. So it's being recorded. Are you guys okay with that? I'll go for yes. Sawa.
Yes.
So Akello, can you record it from your side? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, sawa. So this is so nice. Good afternoon, everybody. I think we are all in Germany. It's good afternoon. Amani Sankapi. Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And it is such an honor to have Ms. Joyce Akello with us, who is going to take us through what is happening right now, like the diaspora voters education. And just like I'd mentioned before, I'm sure most of us have never voted or only have voted here in Germany. And we have no idea how actually the whole voting process goes. Last time we had Ben Jogu on our platform, and he was trying to explain to us how everything is working. Yes, Njoki, you have your hand raised. Njoki Dikaro. Oh, we cannot hear you. We cannot hear you. Okay, Sawa. Poleni, sorry.
Hear me now?
Yes, we can. We cannot hear you. Maybe just mute, and then when I'm done, you can come on. Yeah? Okay, sawa. Yes, and Njogu, Mr. Ben Jogu explained to us how it has been, because Ben has always been that diaspora that always wanted us and fighting for us to vote everywhere. And now that the voting has been allowed, we also like to know how the whole process works. And thank you very much, Quig members, for taking your time to join, both on Facebook, those who are following live on Facebook, and those who are with us here. We are, the numbers raised, we are now at 17. I can see Rachel come in. And Karibuni, let's now hear from Ms. Joyce, what she has for us and how the whole process is working out back in Berlin. Allow me to take your names so that I can see who the guys or the ladies who've attended. I can see kuna Mike and Gabriel, karibu, and I can see Paul, Wafula, karibu sana kwa group. And yes, karibu, enjoy, the platform is yours. Joyce.
Thanks, Jackie. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joyce Akello Onyango. I work for IEBC in the voter education. I work in the voter education unit of the IEBC. I think before I go on, I'm sure you're seeing some strange names in there. So some of them are my colleagues. So I'll quickly, there's Macon, he's our person in charge of ICT. Also on call is Victoria, and there's Jerica, and there's Peter. We are all together here and they're doing the registration. So we began the diaspora registration this time on 21st, and we are ending on 4th. That's 15 days. We are doing it in Germany. In Germany, we are doing it at the Kenyan Embassy in Berlin. And then we are also doing it in the US. We have New York, Washington, and Los Angeles. We're also doing it in Doha, Qatar, Juba, South Sudan, Pretoria, Kampala, Arusha, and Dar es Salaam, Bujumbura, Kigali, and also, of course, it's continuing in Kenya. We're supposed to also do it in Canada and United Arab Emirates and the UK, but those have been postponed because of COVID issues. The new dates will be announced as soon as we start. So to be registered, the only thing you need to come with is your original Kenyan passport, and it has to be valid. So you can't come with a photocopy, you can't come with a waiting card, any of that. You just have to come with your valid Kenyan passport. This Kenyan passport, we will use it to register you, and it is also the document you will use for voting. So even if it expires by, if it is expired by 9th of August, you'll still come with it, because to vote, you need the document you use to register. If you're registered here, though, you will only vote you'll only participate in the presidential election. So that means on 9th of August, you'll only vote for president. And then if there's any referendum, you can participate in that as well. After this, there will be a process of the register verification and inspection of the register of voters. Now, there's a difference in that. I kind of eavesdropped on your conversation earlier. Inspection can be done online. You can do it online, you can do it. We will tell you the very many different ways you can do the register inspection. But if you want verification, again, legally, you have to present yourself to the registration center, and then verification is done biometrically. So that's the difference. Kama hawezi kuja, we will tell you how else you can do it biometric. I mean, you can do it from wherever you are. I don't know if there's anything I'm leaving out. Maybe Mekan would like to jump in a little. Mekan?
Yes, good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon,
thank
Mekan.
you, Joyce. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
No, basically you have covered end to end. Maybe what I just need to add on is the issue of transfers. We are aware that there are those of us in the diaspora who registered in Kenya and maybe voted or not, but they would wish to have their vote, moved to Germany or to whichever country in the diaspora. So the same requirement applies. You need to come with a valid passport. And then now for you, the only thing that you will not do is that your biographics and your biometrics will not be captured. Only 2 forms will be filled. Number 1 form to be filled, which will be required to sign, is change of particulars, because now we will change from the ID document that you registered with in Kenya to the passport. That is the first form. The second statutory form that you will fill for you is the transfer of the vote from Kenya to diaspora. So basically, that is the process that you will be required to go through. It's an ABC simple process. So we are taking as short time as less than 10 minutes. So we believe and we know you are so busy, and that is why we have enough officers to ensure that we save on time and we do the required practices by law. So I think that is what I would like to add. Joyce?
Thank you very much, Mekan. I don't know if there's anybody else in the team who feels there's something Mekan and I left out, please jump in. Victoria? Jerica? Peter? Okay.
No, he's actually expanded.
Oh, there's somebody. Peter is speaking.
Yes.
He's actually elaborated everything, so we are okay.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty much that simple. And that is the information I have for you. And now we are ready for your questions. Anything you want to know, we can answer to the best of our ability. Yes.
I can see Charity, your hand is up. Before that, I'll say thank you very much for the, at least giving us some insight. But I know there are so many questions that are going to come around, going to arise, and how the whole process is working, because that is not yet like really elaborated, if you ask me. But for now, I'll ask Charity. Your hand is up. You just raised your hand.
Yes, hello, thank you very much for coming in, and thank you very much ICBC for that IEBC. So my question is this: I took a voter's card, I think, is it 5 years ago? I'm here in Utawala, but actually I live in Germany, but right now I'm on holiday in Kenya, and I'm here until March, so which means that the expiry date will catch me here. So, and I would like to be registered as a diaspora. So, or it doesn't really matter. I would like to not, I don't want to miss the deadline. So what would you advise me to do?
Okay. The regulations say to be registered or to be transferred or any other way, you have to present yourself physically to the registration center. And that's the center you want to move to. So if you'd like to vote in Germany, unfortunately, you have to be here physically to be registered while we're here. You can't transfer to anywhere, I mean, from anywhere else. You can't go anywhere else. You have to physically present yourself. Just a minute, just a minute. Okay, sorry. So I'm being informed that if you visit any of our Huduma centers, sorry, I wasn't aware of that. If you visit any of our Huduma centers, you can be transferred. So make a point of doing that. If you're there and you'd like to register here, just go to any Huduma center near you that has the kit and you'll be able to be transferred. Does that help?
Yeah, that helps. My only question is, I have to go then to the Huduma Center before this set date of, is it 2nd or 6th? There's a confusion before you told us 6th. Now I think I had 2nd. So yes.
Registration in Kenya, registration is a continuous process. And in Kenya, it is happening up and the enhanced. Registration is a continuous process. In Kenya, it will go on until, both in Kenya and here, it will go on until 4th. And then, so now the enhanced process will happen until 4th. And then after that, now everything else goes back to the constituency office. So I would advise that if you want to be transferred at Huduma Center, I would advise that you go there before 4th to be on the safe side. Yes.
Thank you. Answered. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other person with a question? The other thing that I can see here, because I think I talked to Joyce also about it. Guys are really crying about transportation and if the centers could have been placed. I think that has been the major discussion all along. Is there something that can help us, or a way that you can help us as diasporans, that we don't have to travel, like making like those major communication? Like for me, if I was to come from here to go to Berlin, those are 600 kilometers. That is only one way, and that is how big the area is. And it would have been really much better, or maybe if it's not this time, but next time, that the IEBC think of putting different stations in different areas. And if that is not possible, that we want to vote on the Kenyan grounds, and that is here in Germany, our embassy, then maybe the IEBC could think of putting a kitty that can help in the transportation, even if it was just paying a one-way ticket or maybe one time to go and register. And the third option would be, if that is not possible, for future, why don't we go, you guys have a very nice network of e-citizen. Kenya imeendelea, we have e-citizen. Why can't we use the e-citizen system to do the registration and to do the verification and only travel once to go and vote? How can we be helped there as diasporans? Because umesema vizuri sana, Joyce, at the very beginning, we are busy. I know everybody is busy. Even in Kenya, those guys are busy. But for us, most of us ni kuandikwa, we are employees, and you have to ask for permission. And that permission you have to ask, like, I have my duty rota that comes out like every 20th or every 15th of a month before. So if I was to ask for a permission, and you can imagine we had been given on the 17th, so I'd asked the permission a month before, and it was the 17th. So a few days before the main day, it goes to the 21st or 20, which date? Yeah. So I'm like, okay, am I really going to be bold enough to go back to my boss and say, hey, the dates have changed? No. And that problem most of us do have. How can we make it better in future? Or IEBC, to be precise. Hello.
Hi. Yes, thank you for this. That's a very good question. And unfortunately, we are bound by the law, whatever the law says. And right now, the law says has to be Kenyan Embassy,
Yeah.
High Commission, or Consulate. And we have to go with that. In Germany, there's the one embassy in Berlin, and that's where we are. We are unable to move anywhere else with the kit. We would have loved to have the kit in all the other places, but it's not possible because we are bound by the law. And as far as using e-citizen is concerned, again, the law says you have to present yourself physically to the polling station, to the registration center rather. So again, that until that kind of law, until the law is changed on that front, allowing us to either do registration online or to have kits in other places, I mean, away from the Kenyan grounds and away from the embassies and the consulates, we have to go by what the law says. And I know it disadvantages you, and but as it is right now, that's the law. As far as the kitty is concerned, I don't want to make promises, but this is something that I can record and let the commissioners be aware of it to see if maybe it can be facilitated in the budget for the next election. But I would still encourage as many people as possible to vote, because to show up and register, because once you are registered, I was doing these calculations with somebody yesterday. A registration for somebody to be declared president, they have to have at least 25% in at least 24 counties. And then plus they have to have the 50% plus one for them to be president. If we register 2,000 people in Germany, in Berlin, that gives us 3 polling stations in Berlin, and so on and so on. And that will eventually be a very big number, too big to be ignored. So again, I say, at the end of the day, for us to get any meaningful change, whether it be in the law, whether it be in the installation of, I don't know, consulates. I don't know how consulates are installed, but if it's to get installation of consulates and stuff, we still need the numbers. So again, I would really encourage as many people as possible to show up and register, because once you have the numbers, it will be very difficult to be ignored. It will be very difficult to be pushed aside. It will give you a voice, so that even if you're advocating for extra, even if you're advocating for other consulates in other towns, you'll be able to say, see, we had 2,000 people here register, and about half of them traveled from 6,000 kilometers away. And again, the laws are made by politicians. And if you show them that it's in their best interest, and I'm being recorded. So I think, again, getting our numbers up is what is going to eventually help us. It may not happen now because it's too late at this point. Plus changing laws at the very last minute. We saw how that almost messed us up during the last elections. So it's not very advisable to change laws at this point. But in future, that might actually be the thing that helps us. So yes, I realize it's a very difficult position you're in right now. And it's a difficult position for us too, because I would love to be in Frankfurt right now. I would love to be in Munich right now, registering people, knowing that there are Kenyans who live there, but my hands are tied and there's nothing I can do about that at this point. But I encourage you to come out and vote, so that the more numbers you have, the more difficult it will be for you to be silenced and to be ignored. Yeah.
Okay. I'll leave it fast at that. I can see Mary, you raised your hand, and then Joki. Can you please mute your okay. Mary.
Yes. Hi. So I did raise my hand because I've not voted much in the past. I voted as a rioter before. But now I'm grown and I want to vote, and I'm into politics. I will become a politician in Kenya at some point. My thing is, so I was just trying to understand. So Akello, you basically answered all the questions that I wanted to ask, and therefore it's good that you make me actually more motivated to actually fly to Berlin and actually register as a voter. I hope it's worth it, at least for my kids in the future,
It is.
I may not realize the gains of it, but I would be glad to spend, I don't know, $500 and actually do vote as somebody in the diaspora. Because as you said, if you break it down to percentage and how somebody can become a president, that makes sense to me. But if I just assume, same old people, some old person who I know who's gonna be who, then I'm not bothered. But at the same time, I think we need to actually invest more. So wait. If after I vote, I think I'm gonna write a letter to the parliament. Let's leave it there.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, please do write that letter. Please come register. We are here. We work Sunday to Sunday at the embassy. In fact, right now we are at the embassy right now. Just come through, get registered, vote, write that letter to parliament. Be active, do everything, and I look forward to seeing you on some ballot paper soon.
I have to literally go to Berlin and register in Berlin because of biometrics. It's basically like me trying to get a new passport, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And therefore, okay, that makes sense. So do you know what happened to Huduma numbers, if I could ask?
No.
Can we maybe keep this?
But also,
let's keep this now for voting, and then Huduma number can
let's
later.
keep Huduma. But okay, I get it.
No, but I can also answer, because we've also been asked about Huduma numbers back home. Okay, I'm not going to answer what happened to them, but we are not using them for the purposes of these elections, because again, the law states it has to be your passport or national ID. Huduma cards have not been adopted as the national IDs yet. So until the law changes or whatever, at this point, you only use your passport or a national ID. Yes.
Okay.
Asante.
Clearly stated. Thank you.
Carol, I see your hand raised. Carol. Oi, hatusikii mpaka saa.
Hatukusikii mami.
Microphone out.
Yeah, no.
Nasikia sasa.
Weka hizo vitu kando.
Asante. Asante sana. Nilikuwa kwanza ninataka kuwarudishia asante hata kwa sisi kujoin in the meeting tukiwa Kenya, lakini tuko watu wa diaspora. Na one thing, I'm motivated by the whole process of the first time in diaspora to register. Mimi nauliza watu waingie kwa nguvu. Waseme we have a voice. Don't care about the price, because mimi nimetoka hapo Ujerumani 4 times kukuja Kenya kuvote. 4 times on my own ticket, not paid.
Yeah.
Mimi nimefanya hivyo na Charity anajua. So na nilianza kuvote 1974 tukiwa kwa mustari. Unajua mlolongo. Tulikuwa tunahesabiwa kwa mlolongo. Kutoka hapo nikaingiwa na nguvu za kuvote. I have that power. I can go even to London if it means to vote, because I know our voice will only come when we have talked. But the people who just talk about anything and never practice the thing, they are losers. Kwanza ninawashukuru watu wa IEBC, lakini nataka nyinyi tutokee. Mimi sitatokea. Nilibadilisha passport the last month. Kwa hivyo sitatokea, lakini naihimiza kwa kila mtu ambaye ana passport ya Kenya, tafadhali na waomba, make our voice heard. Even if it's not for you, it might be for your children and the future. Thank you so much, Jackie.
Thank you very much, Carol. That's a very, very, very strong, those are very strong words, and they've sat really deep. Kura yako ni sauti yako na ni haki yako. So without us going out there to go and register and voting, we can never, or we should, if you cannot do that, then stop shouting out there, oh, huyu ni mbaya, huyu ni. It is us to make the change. So when we want that change, let us begin with ourselves so that we can make it. And just like you've said, it's not only for us, but for the future generation. Thank you very
Jackie,
much.
sorry, may I ask, Carol?
Yes, please.
Jackie, ulibadilisha passport, uko nayo sasa ama bado haijakuja?
Mimi nimebadilisha nikakuwa Mjerumani.
Okay.
Well, because I didn't know they would bring these voting things there. Unaona mama vile inapalipikaga. But I'm waiting for the dual citizen. When we get the dual citizen, then we are lucky.
We are fighting for that. That is exactly what we are fighting for, and we are hoping that it will go through. Now that she just mentioned the dual citizenship, American and I think Victoria, ngojeni kidogo tu. We have our children who are having dual citizenships. Are they allowed to vote?
Dual citizenship, one of them is Kenyan, and they have Kenyan passports.
Kenyan passports and German passports.
They can come with their Kenyan passport, yes.
So they can vote.
18, yes.
Okay, so ladies, you've had children with dual citizenships.
Adults. They have to be 18.
Yeah, of course they have the passports and the IDs. They are above. Watoto wetu ni wazee wengi wetu. Nothing below 20.
Okay.
So yeah, so at least thank you for that. Sorry, Maiken, I can see Maiken. Naona mkono uko juu. Kaiza usini correct. Mkono upo juu.
Great. Allow me kindly to get back to the question that Charity raised about the transfer.
Sauti tafadhali, sauti.
Okay, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So I was saying I wanted to get back to the question that Charity brought up on the transfer of votes. Basically, what our colleague Akello said at first before she withdrew is correct. We've just been, consulting because two things have been happening. There have been regulations on election systems and a lot of, legal framework that was pending and has been, implemented or legislated time by time. So as it stands now, first, yes, it was possible to go to Huduma Kenya and then you transfer your vote. But now there is a regulation that even those in Kenya, for example, if I'm in, for example, Narok and I want to transfer to Nairobi, I have to go to the constituency that I want to transfer to and then show proof that I've been to the constituency I'm proposing to vote from for the last 6 months. So that means there is a requirement to go to that constituency. This also happens to diaspora, but on diaspora, you don't have to confirm that you've been there for 6 months, but at least you have to present yourself to the consulate or the embassy where the transfer will happen. So we wish to withdraw the statement that you can, be transferred from Huduma Kenya to the station in the diaspora. Thank you.
Okay.
Can I just please interrupt because it was you know why it was very important for me where I wanted the transfer? Because I want to show I want to show them that the diaspora are really coming out to vote. And that was the main reason. Actually, I know I can vote from here, but the main idea is I wanted the diaspora numbers to come up so that, like what Akello said, so that we can be seen that we are very interested in voting. Because what is happening, because of all these things not happening, a lot of people have taken German citizenship. And this will be one of the arguments to show the people why we should get dual citizenship, a thing we have fought for the last century. And so now what you're telling me, if I understand you correctly, you are telling me that even if I go to Huduma number, I'll still vote like I am here in Kenya, wherever my constituency is, that I'll not be able to say that I am voting as a diaspora. Do I get you correct? Is that what you meant?
That is correct. You have to appear to the embassy and then that is with the required document, which is the original passport, so that you can fill that information. Basically, the reason behind that was to, control the movement or the transfers illegally. There has been cases of people being transferred illegally. People just fill in documents for others and the like. So that had to be legislated. And the legislation is that you have to appear to the constituency, either in Kenya, and then confirm to the registration officer, an IEBC employee, that you have been in that constituency you are transferring to for at least 6 months.
But for that, I need my passport only to show just that I flew in, like, for example, the other day, and I've been living in Germany. Or
sorry, I didn't hear you.
Because what you're telling me is that, like, I have to come to German embassy in Berlin, or which embassy are you talking about? I am here in Kenya for the next 3 months, and I want to beat this deadline. So my question were two things. Am I going to register here as a Kenyan in the Kenyan constituency, or if I want to register as a person who lives in Germany, a Kenyan citizen, but a resident of Germany? So that was my question. How is it helping for statistics purposes?
For the diaspora.
Yes, for the diaspora, yes.
Okay, I now get you clearly. If you want to vote from Kenya, you will go to the constituency you want to vote from and then fill those forms for the transfer. Okay. Now, if you want to come and vote from Germany, for example, you will be required to travel to Germany, fill those forms in the presence of the officers with the original passport, and then therefore you will be moved to the station in Germany.
Then it doesn't make sense. Why would I want to do all that?
I
No,
think
it's okay.
I think there was a kind of a confusion or misunderstanding.
Yes.
If I got Charity clearly, Charity wants to vote, but then she wants her vote to count in the diaspora statistics, because these statistics is what we are looking at. If we listen to what Akello said, when we are around 2,000 people or so, so these numbers is what Charity wants to boost. But right now, Charity is in Kenya. How can she go to that office, write her name as Charity, but wants her everything to be shown as a diasporan, so that the numbers of the diasporans can be boosted? That is exactly what she's asking. She will go there, register, but she wants to register as a diasporan, to be counted as a diasporan staying in Germany.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Allow us to consult further. I think
Yes.
we've belabored on this. We can continue with the meeting and then we make other calls, because we are still consulting. There are many decisions that are being made as we progress. So let's put it open for now. We can deliberate on other things. But Akello, before the meeting ends, she will do the final submission.
Okay. Sawa. Thank you very much, Mekan. Thanks a lot. Paul, do you have anything? Oh, where's Paul? Paul. Mr. Ofula?
Yeah, I just wanted maybe to kind of add on that, because I think in the last meeting we had with, the IEBC officers, they said it was possible to do a transfer from Nairobi to here. Yes. And this is why maybe Charity is coming from, Thank you.
Because I remember that as well. But things do change. Ben, do you have something?
Just a minute.
Sorry.
Jackie.
Yeah, please.
Transferring is possible. What we are consulting on is in a case like Charity's, where if it's possible for her to go to Huduma Center. But transferring is possible. If you registered in Kenya and you want to vote here, you can do that. You can come here and then we'll transfer you, will officially make you a voter in Berlin. If you are registered in what do you call it? If you registered in Kampala and you want to vote here, we can passport, and you want to change particulars to the new passport, we can do that. And you want to transfer here and change particulars, we can do that. But as it is, we are consulting about whether in Charity's case, she can go to Huduma Center and be transferred to be made a voter in the diaspora. But here, if you come here physically, if you are registered somewhere else, or if you're not registered at all, we will make you a voter in Berlin. Does that clear it out? Clear it up?
Oh yes, that is exactly my issue. That if I go to Huduma tomorrow, that I will present myself with everything, even evidence that I do live in Cologne in Germany, but I want to be a statistic of the diaspora.
So your case, I'm still consulting on your case. I'll get back to you before the meeting.
Just a moment, Akello. I'm just reading here, I'm also following Facebook viewers. There is what Chelsea who is saying, and I think that is actually what was said. Paul and Jen and Ben and Dicaro, correct me if I'm wrong. We were told kuna desk ya diaspora in GPO, or what is it called? That's what she says. For the diaspora who will be in Kenya at the time of registration, there is a diaspora desk at GPO, but GPO is just, I think, opposite Huduma Center or something like that. They're just all together, Huduma Center, Nyayo House and all that. Yeah, so
that is correct.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for Chelsea for this. Yeah, so that is exactly what we have to look into. did somebody want to say something?
I just said Charity should go there then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ben, do you have something to add on? Mr. Njogu? Ben? Any other thing? So Akello, you told us, Akello and team, sorry, you told us at the very beginning, because up to now, what we know there is registration.
Yes.
After registration, we have verification.
And inspection.
And after verification, we have, verification is with inspection. So
Yes.
that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Inspection. And then we will be having the, how do you call that again? Then the voting. That is in August.
Yes.
Voting itself.
Yes.
So if I got it right last time, because this is where the whole confusion comes in. Some of us understood that in the first place, it was like only registration and voting will be in Berlin. And then the verification and inspection could be done online. But now it's like all these three things will be taking place in Berlin. Can you please verify for us what exactly that means? Is there one of them that can be done only online?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That's why I keep saying verification and inspection, right? Because usually sometimes they sound like they're pretty much the same thing, but legal stuff makes it different. So inspection is when the register is opened up for public scrutiny, right?
Yeah.
So what this means is from wherever you are, usually in Nairobi, I don't know how that will happen here, but usually in Nairobi, we have a short SMS code where you just basically text your telephone, your what do you call it, ID number, and your details come back. You're told your name is this, you're registered here and here, and you were born on this. Yeah, so that is inspection. That is inspection. It can also be done online in some cases. Sometimes I think there are cases where they can upload the register. I don't know if that will be possible for inspection. That one you can do online. But the moment there's the verification, so verification is complete. Verification is now biometric, because then now you have to come in. That's when now you have to show up to confirm. You see, with the inspection, you can only check your name, your ID number, and your where you registered ID, passport, that they've been captured correctly, right? But verification, that is when now if you come and just enter and then see what we'll be seeing on that day. So it will be done biometrically. We make sure that we captured your fingerprints correctly, that we took your photo properly, but so you can do either. You can do the online one, or you can do verification. But if you want to see what we will see when you come to vote, you want to see what your photo looks like, whether we captured your fingerprints correctly, or you noticed you did the inspection, you sent in the code and you noticed that we captured your name, we wrote it wrongly. Like maybe your name is Jacqueline with a CQ, and we wrote it as Jacqueline with a CK, right?
Yeah.
That no, you have to come in physically for us to change it, because we have to do it with your biometrics. Did that make it clearer?
Yeah. So if I got you right, correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, I only need to come to Berlin twice, unless my papers are not right, so that I can come and verify them.
Yes.
So we should stop getting scared of coming to Berlin mara tatu.
I mean, yeah, don't be scared. I would.
No,
if you come,
we are looking.
it.
We are looking. If you ask me, I'm looking into my pockets, because coming to Berlin 3 times says I'm putting aside 1,000 euros for that, because only for transport I'll be using 200 euros per trip.
Yes.
So, and that is why if I can be in a position to save 200 euros, my friend, 2,000 baht, then I'll be the happiest person. So if I'm only being made to come and many others to come only twice,
Yeah.
I'll be happier.
Yeah.
Hapo umeongea.
Yeah. I'm saying you absolutely have to come twice. The third one is highly recommended, but not, you can inspect, don't tell my bosses that.
Ikiwezekana pia hiyo verification ifanywe the same day. IEBC wapeane pesa jamani.
Yeah. Let us not forget. Oh, sorry. Let me put Rebecca. I've seen your hand somewhere. Please, before I talk. Rebecca?
It's answered. It's answered. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Mary, you have something to add?
I was also just a very confused molecule, but I think I'm figuring it out. So, because I was wondering, I mean, I didn't know that actually verification could be a choice if I did my inspection very correctly. So I will do my inspection very correctly. Thank you.
Okay. So that means when you come to register, just ask for the option of checking that your name and your ID number have been captured correctly.
Yeah.
Because we will allow you to do that. I don't think Mekan will say no if you ask him to just let you confirm that your name has been captured correctly. Yeah.
Okay.
That will
Hapo
save you the
umeongea
trip.
sasa.
No, the thing is, when it comes for future, let's hope this process will continue like that. So we have we would like to have the dual citizenship so that we can be voting. That's one thing. We are fighting for it anyway. If maybe IEBC can help us fight, I don't know how, but I know the government has to do that. The second thing is we would like to have different cities where this can be done. And that is we have cities with where Kenyans are in a big population. We have or provinces, let me put it that way. We have Frankfurt, we have Cologne, which and then we have Stuttgart, we have Munich, we have Berlin. So if we can have hata kama ni tatu tu, that will be a big help. Ndio mtu anaona, oh, where can I rush there haraka haraka? And the other thing is, I'm now just talking, oh, please, I'm having an issue. Yes. The other thing that I'd mentioned before is we all know, we are Kenyans. Siku za kura iko pesa. Iko, tena mingi. I was once a returning officer. So pesa iko kwa ground. And if you ask me right now in being in this big organization with over 2,000 Kenyan women, most of us who have the Kenyan passport, they are over 50% with Kenyan passports. Shida ni transport. Shida ni transport. So we need the numbers, but we also have to do something to get those numbers. So if we can facilitate their movement, wafike pale, actually it's even more than 50%, I would say 60% have Kenyan passports. We are over 2,000, I think 2,500. I think should not be said, but 2,000, and the number is growing. So over 1,500 people, if their transport can be facilitated only from this group, sorry, there are many, but let me speak from the group that I know right now.
Jackie, hebu sema nao ni wanawake peke yake,
hujaongeza women. These are only women. So if for future, if IEBC could think on those lines, then hatutakuwa na shida zingine, sijui ati tunaenda ati namba haijafika, ati sijui nini haija. No. We're looking for 2,000. We can give you already 1,500, 1,600. And those are only women. Hatujaongeza watoto wetu. Who have, wako na dual citizenship. Wako ndani.
Na wababa pia.
Na sasa hatujaongeza na wababa and all those. And some of the ladies who are not in the group. Come on, let's put these facts on the table. Let's discuss along these lines.
And women are power, it's a fact. Women are power.
You don't come to us like and say, hey, Bwana, I'm sorry that I'm talking. I'm not blaming Akello, I'm not blaming Maikan. I know there is a power above you, the people who are your bosses are up there, but I would like them to get this message. Yeah, this is not meant to Akello and Maidan and Victoria, but then you are now just the people bringing this message back there. Up your game, IEBC. Tungependa sana because our remittances, diasporans, ni very high. So treat us also with some, anyway, quality. Yeah. Pole, sikuwa nataka kuenda huku sana, lakini ilibidi. So let's do something. Huko nyumbani iko pesa. Najua inasemwangwa imemwagwa. Hata leo iko earthquake. So let's work together. If it's a matter of working together, that's how we can work together. And let me know, before I forget this, there is something I would like also to put there. Now we are doing the voters education. IEBC wakisema hakuna pesa. Wamesema hakuna pesa. But remember, how many countries are out here have been allowed to vote in diaspora? We are like, wacha niseme kitu kama 7 or 10 wako na polling stations. Let me just take 10. You get all the IEBC workers from Kenya being brought to Germany to facilitate this. Why don't you take 2 na mpe vijana and give us that work? We are here. Peana diasporans the job. Get 2 to Germany from Kenya. When you're wanakuja nasema, hey, hii bwana inafanywa hivi. This is how the education system is working. You'll be educated on how to do that. You can say, hey, Charity, kuja hapa. There is job here for the time being, kuregister. We are on the ground. Alafu ile pesa nye ingetumwa kutuma like 10 or like in every country, I would say like 7 are going. I don't know the number. I'm sorry about this. I don't want to attack anybody, but this is how we can help each other think on those lines. Ndio sisi pia tupewe that job, not specifically me, but any of us hapa. We have Caro, we have Paul in Berlin, we have Ben in Berlin, we have Caro in Nenave, Charity in Nenave, and we have Rafiki Joseph Kimani, who is in Frankfurt. So they are educated before election. They're told, come and join this course. This is how this can be done, will be done, has to be done. And after that, they're told, okay, here is your tag. Utafanya hiyo kazi from there. And with that saved money, yenye imeseviwa, we can facilitate for transportation for those people who like to come and vote. We have mothers in safe shelters. We cannot get them out. They have no transport. We have Kenyans, we call that chini ya maji. We have people chini ya maji, hawana transport. So if we can save that, we can facilitate all this, and that can work. And all these numbers mnataka, it will go above the roof. Ziko tena nyingi sana. Hii number mnaona hapa ati the number of Kenyans in the US or the number of Kenyans in Germany, let me just say in hizo ni numbers zile zimeandikwa. But we have the numbers that hazijaandikwa, the real numbers, and those people can be helped to come and vote and register and also vote. Sorry, poleni akiwa igai nimeenda mbali. Galaxy 8, pole. I didn't mean to attack anybody, but these are things that are really sitting deep in me that I sometimes ask myself, who can help us out? So, but I'm happy you're recording this.
Yes.
Please. Asante
Yes.
sana. I hope I didn't step on your toes.
Oh, no. No, it's just what you say makes a lot of sense. But at this point, it's a policy decision, so I can't comment on that. But what I can promise to do is to escalate the matter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm coming to escalate it soon.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be meeting physically.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And before somebody else speaks, we have confirmed that Charity is able to transfer her details to Diaspora from where she's registered to vote in Diaspora, but you have to go to the main Huduma Center, ile iko GPO. Yeah, Nairobi. Yeah, the kit there will help you. The kit there is open. So akienda hiyo Huduma Center ya Nairobi ya GPO, you go, utapatiwa forms mbili, one to change your particulars, which now means if you registered with your ID, we'll now change it to your passport, and then we will transfer you to now record you to be a voter in Berlin. See, that's okay.
Yes, let me tell you why that is very okay, because my ID definitely always reads my maiden name and all that kind of thing. And my passport is another, but they are all one and the same person in immigration. So that is my question is answered, and I'm happy. I want us Diaspora to have what Jackie has talked. Jackie has talked points, because we are the people on the ground. We are the people who can mobilize people to come and vote. We know where the people are. And within Quick, just this group that we are here, we have representatives even on the ground. We know everybody where they are, but it makes it easier. We want to be mega. We want to prove Germany has been forgotten for a long time. It's always been US and UK, but this time we are very active. So thank you, yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. I can see Galaxy S8. You've been raising your hand. Galaxy S8?
Yes. Lakini nani anaitwa Galaxy S8 jamani?
I would like her to tell us her name, aendelee.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, who is there?
Yeah, it's Nancy Wallenstein.
Hi Nancy, karibu.
Asante sana. Nimesikiza vile umesema, and I support what you're saying, Jackie.
Yeah.
But vile ningetaka kusema, this time tuchukulie ni kama tunapigania uhuru, so tumwage damu.
Yes.
If we have to sacrifice, tukunywe maji, tuende Berlin in numbers.
Yes.
Tuseme tumepigania uhuru pande ya diaspora.
Yeah.
So our voice can be heard. We protect our interest in Kenya.
Yes.
Wanasema sisi ndio tunakuza uchumi, tumepeleka Kenya mbele, so we should fight to protect. Isiwe tu kumwaga maji tu huko na hakuna kitu tunaprotectiwa. So this time let us just sacrifice for that, but next time tuulize IEBC watupatie at least 24 months in forehouse, twende to register. Hii last minute kukimbia Kenya inapeleka watu mbio. So if they had told us like last year to start, ama the year before, atungekuwa hapa, tungekuwa wengi, tungekuwa tumeweka hiyo budget kando. So what I would suggest is, as diaspora and you as our leader, Jackie, and the other members, our leaders here, kama mnaweza communicate maybe with other diasporans, wakubwa wao elsewhere, organize maybe a committee or a conference where you have your kind of diaspora IEBC committee. Communicate with our Kenyan government so that things ziende vile diaspora sasa tunaelewa things should be. Maybe ziende digital, or tunapewa 2 years to register and all that. That would be a very good. Lakini this time tujitolee damu na jasho.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Very good point. Thank you very much, Nancy. Njoki, mkono ilikuwa juu. Imerudi chini peke yake. Jackie Karo.
Nimerudisha.
So point yako ilijibiwa.
Yeah. Niseme umesema vizuri. Ni umesema vizuri sana, but that one is a project for future. Kutoka sasa hii ikipita tunaendelea.
Njoki tukutumie bundles.
Wewe wacha uchokozi
Njoki tukutumie bundles. Unajua ulihanga tu kusikia. Ulihanga. Nikauliza kaa tukutumie bundles. Kusikia.
Nikutumie bundles.
Yeah. Okay. Haya, Gaya, tusikie Njoki, Gaya. Okay. So, Rebecca, you want to say something?
Yes. I wanted to say that I support Nancy's idea and Madam Miss Akello's idea as well. And for this to be facilitated and realized, we should now, as Nancy said, fight for our freedom. I know, unfortunately, I crossed over and turned into a German citizen. How I wish I would have hung on a bit to be a part of this history-making activity. But let's move, let's do our best, let's register. And when we get these 2,000, at least 2,000 registrations and voters this year, then our voice will be easily heard back at home, just as Miss Akello said. So please, let's talk to our sisters and our brothers out there and get them moving to Berlin. I'm here, Ben is here, and we're going to do our best to see that you guys get a proper accommodation at a fair price and eat out tuna sana vile. Karibuni.
Yeah, the Berlin team is really working hard. Thank you very much. Yeah, very much. Thanks to the team. Any other person who wants to say something?
Jackie?
Yes, please.
Perhaps one more thing I would like to mention is yesterday during a meeting, some issues came to light about you said chini ya maji.
Chini ya carpet.
Chini ya carpet, sorry. I may not necessarily understand really what that means, but what I'll say is this. Sisi, kama IEBC, when you come to register, your information belongs to us only.
Okay.
We will not share it with the embassy. We will not share it with the German government. It is not, it doesn't matter to us. It doesn't matter to us what you have going on with your government or your host government. You see, as long as your passport is okay, and your passport is status, as long as your passport is your Kenyan passport is valid. As long as it expires, it's a Kenyan passport. See, we won't even go, we don't even look at the other pages of that passport. We just look at the page with the bio data. So that's another thing. You don't need to worry about that. We will not be turning you in. We will not be giving your information to anybody. We will not, none of that. Because even when we are registering inside the embassy, but they have given us a room, and that room is ours only.
Okay.
Hakuna mtu wa embassy anakaa hapo ndani or anything like that, and we're not sharing with them, telling them this is who registered. No, we're not doing that. Because that is just about us. It's the IEBC register. It's register for voting. So that's another thing. Don't worry about that. You're safe. Ukikuja kukupiga kura. Once you get here and once you're on IEBC ground, quote unquote, you're safe. We won't be sharing your information with anyone. I feel like that is something I needed to mention.
It's very important. It's very important. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming towards the end of our meeting. Kuna mtu bado? Jenny, I'm sorry, Jenny.
I mean, I just wanted to say that you've raised very good points there. yeah, transport. We started with that when the meeting started, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've just saw a comment on Facebook that I wanted to read out.
Yes.
Mary asked, can we use birth certificates?
No.
No. It has to be valid Kenyan passport or ID. That's the rule. And especially,
Goja. ID? No.
No. ID, unajua nasema the law, the way the law says it.
Okay.
But if you're in the diaspora, it is strictly a valid Kenyan passport. And just to reiterate, diaspora ni valid Kenyan passport for registration. But just to reiterate, siku ya kupiga kura, you come with the document you used to register. So if your passport expires between now and August, and now you renew it, sisi bado kuja na hii yenye tumetumia kukuregister sahi. So to vote, you need the document you used to register. Now hapo hatusemi valid Kenyan passport, hapo tunasema the document you used to register. But it has to be your passport.
So please don't do your renewals hapo katikati. Mnajuanga saa zingine embassy can take long, passport yako ibaki huko na August ikupate. So check when you're doing your renewals of your passports iki expire. nayo.
Jackie, ni kucorrect. Embassy saizi passport ziki expire hawazichukui. Mimi bado niko na yangu hapa. Hawachukui kwa sababu walikuwa nasema zina they are useless anyways. So
that's a good one.
Yeah.
So okay. That's a good one. I didn't know that. Thank you, Faiza. Now change jina hapo inaitwa huko.
Dikaro anasema kitu.
Dikaro.
Yes. Mtoto wangu amengojea passport kutoka last year. Siku ile Mguna alikuwa huko. Wakaambia juu ya yeye there is no appointment. Hata saa hii hakuna appointment.
And is her passport
over 20 years?
Is her passport at the embassy?
Expired. She applied for the new.
Can I answer Dikaro?
Yes.
Yes, now their appointments are available. Let her please get in touch with the embassy passport consulate. Please, appointments are available.
Okay, I'll do that right now. Thank you.
Dikaro, can you ask her which papers she got after she had sent that to the embassy? Then we can talk later. Sawa?
No, ndio nitamuuliza, lakini alikuwa amepewa makaratasi lakini appointment ndio hakupata.
It has to be checked whether the passport is still in Germany or still in Nairobi or it's in Germany. Sawa? Unaweza ukarudi nayo.
Okay. Lakini niongeze kitu hapo kwa Karo. Kuna namba, I'm not sure ya SMS, unaweza tuma SMS kwanza vile kama mama yake bado uko Kenya, kuna vile anaweza tuma namba kwa SMS ionyeshe process ya passport kumefikia wapi. Kuna ile karatasi unapatiwa ukisha apply passport, kuna karatasi wanakupatia. So unatuma hiyo namba ya ndio hiyo namba ya passport yako mpya. Unatuma hiyo kwa hiyo namba ya SMS, unajua process ya imetoka ama bado na processiwa hivyo.
Nitamuuliza. Asante.
Okay, yeah, let me know. So I think we are done by now. Bado kuna mtu anataka kusema kitu? Jenny, huko kwa Facebook kuna watu wanasema kitu?
Yeah, but I think everything has been discussed. They need to watch the video after and then they'll get their answers.
Yes, you're right on that, my dear. Thank you very much. Thanks everybody for attending. Thanks Jenny Nish, Faiza, Rebecca, Paul, Priscilla Mukira, Naikan, I know you're part of the team. Tabitha, Miri, Ben Jogu, Njoki Dikaro, Miriokiki, Naikan Gabriel, nimekuona. Njoki, nimekuandika tena. Rachel Gigi, Julia Irungu, Omondi Otieno, Wanyama, Treza, Monica Otieno, and Nancy Valentine. Asanteni tena sana. Omondi Otieno, hatujasikia sauti yako. And Clara Agoko, is there something you'd like to add?
Charity au kusema.
Charity. Oh, Charity. Sorry. Omondi Otieno.
sorry, to cut you short. Someone has insisted we answer her question on Facebook. Sorry to cut you short. She asked, ameuliza Wanyama, ameuliza, when is the deadline for voter registration in Kenya? It is a bit difficult for me to get a day off and come to Berlin for registration. Deadline registration Kenya, I might travel.
So registration inaendelea, the enhanced one inaisha 4th, but after that it will continue, but now this time it will be moved to the constituency offices. The commission will announce when the registration will be suspended, but for now it's continuous. So akikosa hiyo the 4th, akichelewa kwenda after the 4th, bado they can go to the constituency office and they'll get registered, their constituency office. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Omondi Otieno, you wanted to say something? Hatukusikii.
Mnisikia sahi?
Saizi tunakusikia vizuri sana.
Sorry, nilikuwa nimevaa earphones. First, thank you, Quig, as usual, nyinyi who come through to support any other group, wakina Ben, others. IEBC, thank you for giving us this historical moment, but at the same time, I will not be like Jackie. I'll not apologize before I say this, because I think IEBC could have done better. Yeah. Number one, I think kuna mtu amesema kuna appointment embassy. Ukiangalia kwa website ya embassy hakuna appointment ya visa, but kuna appointment ya IEBC. That means kuna really disconnect between the agencies of the government. It's not to sit kwa Ujerumani wana work in cooperation. Mimi sina shida na hiyo. Shida yangu ni IEBC should have done at least better in working in harmony na the embassy before, because at least history yote kianza ya voter registration kulikuwa na a little bit of confusion until last week or last week but one. Number two, I think diaspora iko na very able people who can really work well as enumerators ama data collectors or something. So I guess when Jackie alisema, instead of bringing 10 people, we'll bring 2 people to train the 7 ama the 8 in diaspora. Now watu wange do better, because then kungekuwa na visitation of small towns. Tuseme after training in Munich, in Berlin, wanaweza kuja Munich in one of the hotel, wana register Kenyans for one day, wanaenda Berlin, wanaenda Frankfurt. Then you ni expense wise, IEBC in fact ingekuwa ina save, honestly. Verification, I think tuko kwa era ya IT. Jamaneni, we can do this thing in online. I don't think we need to be there. Na if jina yangu imekuwa misspelled, then I can still write the IEBC na waka confirm if kuna need ya Zoom call confirm that mimi ndio Bramwell, then they can confirm that and just change my name. I think also, honestly, lazima tukue honest. Kuna mtu amesema hapo kwa Facebook, we are working. Wezi omba ruhusa 3 consecutive days uende vote. Kama bwana wako akikufa unapewa 1 day ya kuenda kumwona ama 2 days. Hii ni kupiga kura nyatiwa, mtapewa siku ngapi? It cannot be all this time. We have to be honest with ourselves.
You're right.
I honestly think, apart from this being historical day for Kenyans in diaspora, it should also be a learning platform for both IEBC and the government agencies, that instead ya kufocus hata na 2000, venye Jackie amesema, kuna a lot of Kenyans, tusifikirie tu kuhusu sisi wenye tuko Germany. Kuna watu wanatoka inabidi watoke Austria ama sijui watoke wapi kuja Berlin.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So how funny is it that the embassy cannot support a Kenyan to get a visa because kuna COVID? Alafu tunakubaliwa. Yani politicians wa Kenya mko so selfish. Yani we would rather die because of COVID tukikuja kuchukua kura, lakini hatuwezi pata passport za watoto wetu za sisi wenyewe. Anyway, that's a story for another day, but at least thank you for allowing us to vote. Tutakuja tutaregister, tutaregister.
Please do.
Vote na tutavote. Lakini pia let's learn from this. Yani we can do better as a country, as a thing. Kama kuna mtu wa embassy hapa, tutadili na nyinyi pia. Ijafika, no? Time will come. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya. God bless everyone who is here with their families. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bramwell. Thanks for the input. Powerful points. We have Nancy. Karibu tena nikuite Galaxy 8. Nancy.
Okay, asante Jackie. Nilikuwa nataka tu kusema point moja. I think it is Omondi alikuwa anasema about registering everywhere you are in Germany. And if I remember correctly, when this thing started, tuliambiwa we are registering in Berlin in our embassy because that is Kenyan soil.
Yeah.
So uko kwingine ni kwa German. So I think they should understand that political part of it, that hawezi enter any city because this is it's a Kenyan issue. So it should happen on the Kenyan soil. Ndio maana nikasema tujitolee, but at the same time, next time, watupatie more time so people have to go to, can organize, ndio waende Kenyan soil where it is. So I think that is one point that people should understand, that this is a Kenyan issue, so it's happening only on a Kenyan soil because siasa ziko hivyo.
Thank you for clarification, Nancy. And that's why I said if there could be cooperation between the embassy, if the embassy communicates to the German government that we are coming to call in Hotel Flani, then that becomes a government of Kenya and government of Germany decision.
Yeah, I think maybe the most best way would be to, vile mtu alisema before, tutumie e-citizen. Because documented in everything, that would in future, hiyo inaweza kuwa a better solution, being everything online. If they can,
let me just clarify.
In every other document through e-citizen, then they should be able to give us a voter's card through the same system.
Let me just clarify that this is all a legal issue. This is not an IBC issue. It's a legal issue. And legally, imesema Kenyan embassy, Kenyan consulates, or Kenyan High Commission, wherever they are. So kama tuko Germany, the Kenyan embassy is only in Berlin, unless the government installs another consulate in another town. It will only happen here. Even if you guys were the ones who are doing the registration, you still would not be able to travel around to go and register people, because legally you can only do it here. And you cannot do it online because legally you have to present yourself physically, even during verification. And that is why we are creating that distinction between verification and inspection. Inspection unaweza fanya online. Verification, you have to present yourself legally. If your name is misspelled, or if you want to change your passport number, or you want to do, that's a change of particulars. Again, legally, you have to do it physically. You have to present yourself physically. So these things, I have to say, as IEBC, we also want to make life easier for everybody, including ourselves. We also want to make life easier for everybody. But our hands are tied by the law. So whatever the law says, we have to go by it, because if we make any small deviation, hata kama it's in human interest, that is how elections get nullified. And Saizi, I don't know if you've noticed, but lately Kenyans have become very litigious. Well, tumeshinda kotini, which is a good thing, because we are using our court system. But as IEBC, if we do that, tutashinda kotini all the time, and that's how elections get nullified. That is how things go wrong. So sisi, we have to follow the letter of the law. So what I will say again, those numbers should be able to help you petition whatever MPs we have, whatever politicians we have, to go and make laws that will favor you. But again, Of course, it should happen organically, but if you're being honest, it may not. So again, it still makes sense for us to have as many numbers as possible so that we're able to petition to have these laws changed to make it easier for us. But as it is right now, it is a legal issue. Atuweze tumia e-citizen again because it's legal, at your verification, everything we do is anchored in the law. And I'd like to say it is as serious as ata siku ya kuvote. When we are counting the votes, we have to count them a certain way in a certain order. If inasema tunaanza na president first, and then member of National Assembly, and then MCA, and then tuanze na president, alafu tuende MCA, ama tuanze na president tuende governor, that will already be a grounds for nullification. Unaona?
Yeah.
So it is a very, our elections are over legislated. I'm going to say that. And then issue a trust. No matter what we do, that's the way it is. So until we get to a point where we can trust each other, because I'm looking at it like, so now we say, we would like to do it via e-citizen. Yes, me mwenyewe, I want to transfer my voting station, but I haven't been able to because again, I have to go to that constituency office. So now if I could go online and just change it, are we absolutely sure that Kenyans will not accuse IEBC of colluding with some Ministry of ICT to rig the machines or anything like that? It still comes back to a matter of trust, and the lack of trust we have in our institutions, in our country, our fellow countrymen, is why these elections are legislated like that. It is legislated to the very last letter, to the letter. So again, let's just get the numbers. The numbers might be able to get us to influence MPs, lawmakers to change the laws appropriately. At your budget you're talking about, they would like to know, like, there's 20,000 Kenyans living in German. We only registered 500, and because of this and that and that and that, and then it will be like, so now if IEBC wants to put in the budget transport reimbursement for Kenyans in Germany to come and vote, there's no reason they won't cut it. But you see, as it is right now, you have, I'm sure you heard the chairman talk about our elections being underfunded, where you have this budget and you're given about half or slightly more than half, sometimes less than half, and you have to make do. So there's a problem, yes. We agree there's a problem, but again, I will insist that the best way to come to solve this problem, to try and solve these problems and to get our voices heard is by getting our numbers up so that we cannot be ignored. Thank you.
Okay, Charity, and then we have Oppo Find. Najua ni Faiza, please change your name. Charity, please.
Thank you so much. I feel so honored to be here. Actually, Akello and the other members of your team, you've done, this is a mega step we are in. Yeah. I will tell you one thing. The whole idea is that we Kenyans have always wanted to vote. Do you know what? I'm so glad that it has been recorded from your end. And please, this is not directed at you, Akello. It's directed at those your bosses, the ones who look at who listen to this talk today. Our problem in Germany is we want dual citizenship. That will make a Kenyan like me who finds it very difficult to take a German because napenda tu kuwa Mkenya damu. It will make me always feel that I can still vote. And still, the reason why many people become German citizens is because it becomes very difficult for them to live whole lives when they are in Germany, because like now when they need to travel like to the US or whatever, then they need to get a visa and all that. And that is why they change. Why can't we just make sure that this 2022, please let the Kenyan government talk with the German government and give us dual citizenship. Then I think most of these problems will be sorted out. And it will be so much easier to get the 2,000, 10,000 Kenyans to be voting. That is a big thing. So because what you're talking about, it's all a matter of legality, it's all registration, it's everything. We want to follow the system. We don't want votes stolen. We don't want anything. We want dual citizenship so that it doesn't matter where I am. If I am in Kenya, I am voting still as a diasporan, but I am in Kenya. If I am in Germany, I'm still voting as a Kenyan without having to go to all these things and what. dual citizenship. Dear Mr. Leaders, we want dual citizenship, and there is no reason why we cannot get it. America has it, other countries have it. What is the problem?
Thank you very much.
That one was just by, I'm an activist for dual citizenship. I want to know, why don't we get it? What's the problem?
Okay. Asante sana. I see Faiza. Umepata transport. Faiza. Oppo find X3. Faiza. Thank you very much. Okay, so somebody else who has a point before we close down, we get a summary.
Jackie.
Sawa, tutakusikiliza.
Kuna mtu amenitumia message.
Anaitwa nani? Oh, she's gone.
Amenitumia message akaniuliza, najua imeongelewa lakini for clarity purposes, Madam Akello anaweza rudia tena ndio mtu asiseme sikusikia kitoka kwa IEBC. Faiza, uliza kama mtu ako na daughter pass but has a Kenyan ID, mtu anaweza vote?
For Kenyans in the diaspora ni passport. So kama kuna Kenyan ID, kama kuna Kenyan passport and they are over 18, they can register here, but kama ko in the diaspora. But kama ko Kenya is a register na ID. But diaspora, it is strictly passport, valid Kenyan passport.
Okay. So I think we are coming to an end. Maybe Akello, would you like just to summarize the meeting and then we close it up? What the points that we talked about today? Yeah, please.
Yes. So, of course, let me just repeat very quickly. Registration started on 21st at the Kenyan Embassy in Berlin, and it will go up until 4th. And we are working 8 to 5 every single day. Mpaka hata saizi bado ukikuja utatupata huko. 8 to 5 every day until that day. And then you need your valid Kenyan passport, and it is the same document you use to vote. So if you're going to change your passport, just make sure you retain it so that you have it on voting day. If you are registered in Kenya and you'd like to vote here, and you are here, you can come to the embassy. We will give you a form to fill, a change of particulars form and a transfer form, and then you'll be able to vote. If in the case of charity, you are registered in Kenya and you are currently in Kenya and you would like to vote in the diaspora, just go to Huduma Center, the main one at GPO. Your transfer will be effected. It's a very simple process. It's a 5-minute affair. Tunaweza sumbuka kidogo, maybe tunaweza fika 5.5, 6 minutes hivi because of the kwa sababu ya baridi and the machine and your fingerprints, but it's a very fast thing. Ni maneno ya haraka sana tunafanya. And again, let's just try and get the numbers up as much as possible, ndio to get because as always we say, your vote is your voice. And your vote is your voice. And at IEBC, we like to say that bad leaders are voted by good citizens who don't vote, are elected by good citizens who don't vote. So it's very good for you to show up. And on August 8th, you'll only be participating in the presidential election. You'll vote for the president only. And if there's any referendum while you're registered here, you will do that. If you are registered previously in any other diaspora country, because in 2017 we did South Africa and the East African countries, you can also change here. And I think on top of, there's nothing else I'd like to add on. I think on top of that is all I would like to say at this moment. And I would really like to thank you very much for making time for this. I know I've been told, I've been over and over since I got here, I've been told that in Germany, people don't work on Sundays, and getting them to come for your meeting is a very difficult thing. So I appreciate the sacrifice you have made to be able to be here and listen to me rant and keep saying the law is very clear. I don't take it for granted. You've made my life a lot easier, my work a lot easier. Maybe, hopefully, I'll get a promotion after this. Thank you very much. I wish you all the very best, and I'm hoping to see you here. Please tell your friends, even those ones who are in other countries and they can make the trip, let them know we are registering people here. Thank you very much. Have a very lovely evening. And I have taken your notes. I have noted your concerns and I will escalate them. But also I'd like to emphasize that we are not going to use your details for anything other than elections. So just don't be afraid of coming to register. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Akello. Thanks. Thanks also for coming online. I'll mute you because Naskia, can you mute yourself, please? Okay. Thank you for taking your time to come at least and educate us on these matters, because it was a matter of a hearsay. You hear this over here, you hear this over here. You know, when you hear from the horse's mouth, we have the real thing. So we get the real stuff. We have to know the real thing. The other thing is you've seen that we have so many points that we would really like to discuss out and extensively. We have to create a ground when and where to do that. And so that at least we can involve as many people as possible, or maybe first of all, just discuss it with your leaders up there before we involve the others. But these points are very, very important for us diasporans, for us to keep this process going. Because I want to believe that it's not a one-time thing, but it's going to be an every 5 years thing that we meet each other here and talk about all these and support and make a change, because the whole thing is about making a change. Our voice is being heard in Kenya. After all those remittances, we have to know where they're going, what they're being used for, and not just like Valentine, Mercy, and Nancy said, like filling a bottomless pot. Na haujui inaenda wapi. So these are the kind of discussions that you like to have also with your leaders. So they should feel free and make a point of organizing a meeting with us to talk about all these. And for those who took their time to join today from Kenya, watu wa Kenya wenzangu, enjoy Charity and Dikaro. I really appreciate those also who joined from Germany when you may sacrifice their Sunday. Thank you very much. And even those on Facebook, asanteni, I'd called out the names, and tumeshukuru tena sana. And about data protection, that is actually one of the points that really is also very important. Please protect our data. When we come to vote or to register, whoever is coming to register, please protect our data, because that is a very, very, very delicate part. Especially those of us who are chini ya maji or chini ya whatever it is, we need that protected. Even those who are not chini ya maji, because sometimes you go out there and you say, oh, so you're the Jackie Kun and this, and they're like, no, how did you get that? So if that is being done by IEBC, I really appreciate that, and we hope that it's that way, and I want to believe that it's really that way. So for that, with those few remarks, I think we have to close, and sahizi ni Ujerumani ni saa ya kukula.
Jackie,
it's o'clock.
Jackie,
Yes,
Jackie,
please.
Miss Akello just dropped some text in the chat. Can you read it out? Maybe also for those on Facebook to read it.
Can you just read it out, please?
Where's Oma?
Guy.
Read for you. Ms. Akello she says, if you have time and you're amendable, we can have a call with Commissioner Wanderi when he gets here. We'll also be organizing a sit-in meeting in Berlin. The details will be communicated once we firm them up. So if you have time, they can call a call with the Commissioner Wanderi.
We can do that. We can do that. We can create that time, because this is one very important topic to diasporans. So creating time is no problem, because at the end of the day, you want the numbers, we have the numbers. And how do we get those numbers? That is what we want to talk about as well. the numbers to be given so that this whole thing can be, yeah. Asante sana Akello. And that time can always be created. If something is very important, you'll always create time for it. So if you ask me as Jacqueline, I have time. Yes. Yeah, okay. Asanteni tena sana, watu wangu. And as usual, I'll say, kwaherini, jioni njema, na tuzidi kuonana. Thanks a lot for joining. So, Akello, tuonane Berlin.
Mubarikiwe pia nyinyi.
Opo.
We'll see you.
See you. Yeah, asante sana. Okay. I picked your names and because Akello is also recording, so she has your names. Is anybody against that?
Mimi asiniandike Opo.
Awe si umejiweka wewe ni Opo. Nimemwambia andike Opo.
Hapana.
Okay. Getting off Facebook.